Engine power and performance starts when machined crankcases from the Landshut factory roll down the Munich assembly line. First, a robot selects a crankshaft and places it in the crankcase. Then the crankcase cover is bolted on. Machines flip the engine block for the next step, installing the pistons. Connector rods are dispensed to workers who attach them to the pistons. Then the pistons are installed and linked to the crankshaft. The cylinder head holds 24 valves that will let gas and air into the cylinders and then let exhaust out. Plastic valve covers help keep engine weight down. Further down the line, plastic is used again, this time in the intake manifold. These parts can be plastic because they're outside the crankcase, away from the heat and explosions taking place inside. Almost 6 hours after the assembly began, the engine gets its final test, but not a drop of gasoline is used. It's known as a cold test, in which the engine is cranked with an external electric motor. Cold test checks the engine's mechanical operation, ignition system, electronics, and sensors. BMW believes the cold test is more thorough than firing up the engine with gasoline. After the cold test, associates attach the beginning exhaust system, the exhaust headers. Now, the engine is complete. The motor becomes one of 4,000 engines in BMW Munich's holding facility, until it's shipped to its ultimate destination, BMW's Spartanburg factory.
This engine came from Munich, Germany. It's for order for the U.S., for the United States of America. It is a Z4 3.0 engine for a manual transmission.
BMW Spartanburg isn't in Germany. It's in Spartanburg County, South Carolina, USA. Every Z4 in the world, even ones on Bavarian country roads, was made in the American South. BMW Spartanburg and the more than 4,500 people who work here also build the X5 sport utility vehicle on the same assembly line. In an average workday, the plant builds 100 vehicles, 500 X5s, and 100 Z4s. When the factory opened in 1994, it was BMW's first full manufacturing plant outside German borders.
The barriers to enroll in a market are lower when you have local production. The US market is our biggest single market.
BMW Spartanburg divides production into 3 areas. The body shop, where raw steel is welded into Z4 bodies. The paint shop, where Z4s get their stunning finish. And assembly, where BMW associates flesh out the Z4 body with creature comforts. Now, the South Carolinians take the German engine and build the Z4's powertrain around it. The powertrain is the system that transfers the engine's power to the car's wheels. It starts with a 6-speed manual transmission. Then associates install hoses, wires, motor mounts, and electronics. A hoist carries the engine away. When the engine touches down, it's mounted to the front axle assembly. The rear axle assembly has a gearbox that will transmit power to the rear wheels. The drive shaft connects the gearbox to the engine and transmission. Rear shock absorbers will help cushion the Z4's firm ride. A short distance further, it's the end of the line for the powertrain assembly.
Looks good. It needs somebody to drive it. It's ready.
Just 40 minutes after the engine was unpacked from BMW Munich, the Z4's powertrain is complete. It'll eventually be joined with a Z4 body.